Hey, it's Dennis. Listen, I've had a lot of questions from contractors lately about how data gets entered into our software, and I just kind of wanted to take you on a quick tour. But I think this is one place where contractors really kind of don't get it sometimes, They want to capture that data, but these guys out in the field are working very hard every day to try to make you money. And if you want them to feed you data, it has to be really easy for them to do. If you make it a difficult process, they're just going to feed you whatever numbers, they can get down as quick as they can and get it out of their face. So the first thing we're going to do is start by filling out their timesheet for them in the form of a 2-week rolling schedule. Since you're telling them what they're going to be working on for the next 2 weeks, you've already got that task list made up. You could put that right in front of them, and all they need to do is fill in the hours. Now, you can print out the 2-week rolling schedule, and they can handwrite in the hours. You can submit those back to the foreman or the office or whoever, and you could designate someone to do time entry. That's one way of getting it in there. You can also give your employees login access to the software, and they can just pull it right up on their smartphone, select the tasks they worked on, and enter the hours right there on their phone. Or on larger projects, what I like to do is give the crew leaders access to their crew members' timesheets so they can actually go in, and once they enter their own time, it just mirrors over to all of their crew members. And then, if someone shows up late or leaves early or whatever, they can go in and edit that real quick, very simply. So just several different easy ways to get that data in there, and I'll take you on a little tour real quick. The first thing we're going to do to make data entry simple is to have their timesheet filled out for them. Since we're being proactive and telling them what they're going to be working on and how much time they have to complete it, we can have all of the tasks filled out on their timesheet, and all they need to do is enter their actual hours. The first way that you can enter time is to assign someone login access and have them enter the time for all of the workers. Remember, you can print each schedule out individually for each employee and have them hand fill it in, and then return those like a timesheet for data entry. This gives an accurate record of the employee's activities, and you can have them sign the timesheet before they submit it to eliminate any payroll discrepancies down the line. The next way to capture employee time is to give them login access and let them enter their own time. This gives access to their own schedule via computer, tablet, or smartphone. I personally make a tablet available at the job site for employee time entry. The reason I do that is so they won't complain to me that I'm forcing them to use their personal phone for company business. Once I remove that complaint, they normally go ahead and use their own phone for time entry just because it's so convenient. As long as we're here, let's talk about the employee page for a minute. The program will track benefit burden if you like. Just enter it either as a percentage of the employee's wage or as a dollar amount. As an alternative, you can enter an average labor rate, including burden, when you set up your project. The program will also track employees under multiple classifications. For example, if you had a Bacon Davis job where you had to pay an apprentice electrician a certain wage, but when he was delivering material just from the shop to the job site, you could pay him a different wage. It'll keep track of both of those wage categories for you as he logs his time against those different tasks. There are classifications stored in here. The purpose of these are, as you work through your project, if you give an employee a merit raise, you can take them up to the next level and the program will automatically start tracking their time at the higher wage level. You can also add virtually any classification you want to put in here, and then just include a wage and click update. The program will also track overtime, so whatever project the employee's working on, when they go over 40 hours, it'll automatically start tracking your overtime costs for you. This is what the mobile entry app looks like. Here's where you scroll from day to day. And then the employee just needs to select the task and enter the time. The final method of data entry is to give your employee master timesheet entry permission. This is generally reserved for crew leaders, and it will enter the entire crew's time when the crew leader enters their time. Let me show you how that works. Okay, so I'm logged into Tim Nolan's account, and I'm going to select Enter Actual Hours. Then I'll select Mirror Entry. As I enter the time for Tim Nolan, the time for the rest of his crew members enters as well. If he wants to enter time only for himself, he can just uncheck the mirror entry box. If he needs to edit any of the time for his crew, for example, if someone left early one day, all he needs to do is uncheck the mirror entry box and make the edits. The time's saved automatically as soon as it's entered, so that if you lose your internet connection, you never lose any data. So it'll always be there.